But then it's funny. It's kind of in a way too. It's like Elon Musk was like he's almost like Ron Conway with Ed Lee. The kind of inserting himself in. And to me, and I want to know your opinion on this. Was Ron Conway inserting himself in San Francisco politics kind of the beginning of the end?
Yeah, probably. I mean, if Ron Conway was one of the architects of the Twitter tax break, the mid-market tax break.
Yep.
Yep.
I think that and if we were to stimulate downtown again, we would probably with the same policies are in place. Tax breaks, got the real estate transfer tax. I think that year that we got to see who Ron Conway was certainly where we saw a real change in who had ascendancy in the ruling class in San Francisco. Before it was old money, real estate, the Gap, Fisher family, and then it became like the tech bros, right?
Right.
That's the start of it. And he was just an angel investor. But then you had, who was the guy who was was it Dorsey? His name was Dorsey, who was with Twitter at the time. So he was part of
Yes.
it. Zuck was just coming on, and he hadn't gone public yet with Facebook, but he was starting to, we were starting to see the Twitter tax break stimulated a lot of movement of people into the downtown area, and we started seeing like a whole change in population that was displacing residents with people who have higher incomes to be able to work in the tech industry. The Twitter tax break was to actually stimulate job growth, and I voted against it.
Of course.
Because that was during the first .com era, where we first had, based on no products that were providing any real substance, we had this, this speculative boom that brought in a whole, wave of displacement and wealthier, interests whose economy crashed the economy, who lost all their jobs, and we saw San Francisco resettle back into its analog days.
Right. I remember that.
But then when the Twitter thing was happening, we had the experience of the .com boom. We knew what it was going to rot on the city. And I voted against it. My statement was that, it's going to, increase greater disparities in wealth. And, how much wealth do you really need? And it's not just the haves and the have-nots. If there's the have-mores and the have almost everything, that's still one more. And that's what they were able to achieve. They got the greatest concentration of wealth probably in the world history that happened here in San Francisco. We may have gone from like 15 billionaires to
100 or something. Yeah.
I heard 87.
Too damn many. How about too damn many?
Yeah, that's for sure. One is too many.
And now they have under control. And that's the thing. I think why San Francisco is so everyone's sitting on their hands at this moment, where other cities you see are actually on the streets, is that we have, a capital of tech industry here in San Francisco. And people see that in order for them to rise to office, they need to actually court that money.